Hey guys, SPD64 here, and we got news. We got announcements. People have been going on about where are the announcements, including myself, and we got it. It's done. We had literally a Nintendo Direct, but Sega, but Sonic Direct. It was set out like a Nintendo Direct. The guy narrating literally sounded like the same guy that narrates the Nintendo Directs. The point is, we got news, and we're going to talk about them here. I'm just going to state right now that I'm not going to address every little thing that was announced. I'm also going to be focusing on the stuff that either stood out to me or the main things that people have been talking about. Overall though, with the presentation, I'm relatively pleased with what we got, considering it was only about 12 minutes long. Because gonna be 100% honest, I was expecting them to spend a large majority of that presentation just going over about, 30 years of Sonic. Let's talk about all the games that have been released in that time, you know what I mean? And spend most of the time going back through Sonic's history that we already know about. So I'm really, really happy that they didn't do that and just got right in with the announcements. So first on my list is the Symphony, the Sonic Symphony, which honestly I just wanted to give that a shout out. I just think that's cool. I really like music, I really like orchestras, and it's for free. We get to watch it in the comfort of our own home. I just think it's cool. That I just wanted to give that a shout out. I know it's not a major thing. I don't know. I just thought it was cool. Sonic in that Tokyo Olympics thing, he looks horrifying, like really cursed. I'm waiting for someone to make that trailer with Sonic into a horror movie trailer, because that would fit. But it's also really hilarious. It's I don't know how to describe it. It felt like a fever dream. Alright, now on to the more like actual announcement stuff. Sonic Colors Ultimate. This was basically predicted in some way on Twitter. There was a few people saying that this was gonna be a thing. I don't really have much to say on it because it's essentially Sonic Colors with different graphics by the seams of it, or quote-unquote updated graphics. And Sonic has new gloves and shoes that you can choose from or something like that. Also, for some reason, if you pre-order it, you get the Baby Sonic keychain. I don't know why, but okay, Sega, I see you trying to tie in the movie and in-game Sonic. Okay, sure, go for it. And speaking of Sonic Colors, we gotta talk about that Sonic Colors cartoon. I am so happy we're getting a modern Sonic animated series that's fully voice acted. I'm beyond excited. And I'm really happy to see the Jade Wisp get some love and attention, and it's like a main character. I don't know, I really like the Jade Wisp. I thought the design was cool. And Roger, very interestingly, which by the way, I love you, Roger, as Sonic, and you're awesome, and please don't ever do that. Please don't scare me like that again. That was really scary for a few months. But Roger mentioned about the cast or something, like animated series featuring the voice cast of the Sonic characters or something along those lines. And given that Metal Sonic appears in the trailer, I'm actually really curious if we're gonna see other Sonic characters that appeared in Sonic Colors DS, because if you guys remember, when Sonic Colors came out on the Wii and then the DS, it was very different kind of story-wise. In the Wii, it was more Sonic, Tails, the Wisps, and Eggman with Orbot and Cubot. But in the DS, we had characters like Silver, Blaze, Omega, the Chaotix, Rouge, Shadow. Like, we had all these other characters come in, which was so bizarre and weird. So I'm kind of curious if this animated series, I don't know if it's a series. I'm gonna assume it's a series for now. I'm curious if we're gonna have sort of episodes or something like that where they redo some of the interactions from Sonic Colors DS with those characters. May not happen, I'm theorizing at the moment. Also, I like that the Wisps have their own sort of personalities and designs. Like, one of them had a scarf, another one had goggles. Like, I don't know, I thought that was kind of cool. Don't know why they have those, but apparently they do. Sonic Forces Speed Battle. Now, Sega Hardlight did mention on Twitter they had something to announce, and I kind of figured it was just going to be updates, which is perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Super Sonic is getting added in, which, yeah, about time that he got added in. And the gosh darn Werehog yes, I'm so happy about that because I love the Werehog. He's awesome, and I'm really excited for him to show up, even if it's months from now. That's fine, whatever. The only... oh god, this makes me a bit sad. The only negative part about the Sonic Forces Speed Battle announcements is that we get to set private rooms for a limited time. There was this party mode announcement thing, and I'll be honest, when me and my friends were watching it for the first time, we were really excited, but we didn't hear the limited time bit. And it's kind of like, now that I watched it back by myself so I could fully hear what was being said, and they said, oh, set up private rooms for a limited time, that kind of bummed me out. I'm like, why is it limited time? Like, is this a test, like a beta test to see if people would actually be interested? Because I'm telling you right now, Sega Highlight, if for whatever reason you're watching this video, hi, first off, you guys are really cool, but people want that. I know a lot of friends that would really enjoy playing with their friends. I've seen content creators in the community say how they would really like that. I definitely think it's a thing that should be in there. Don't get me wrong, it's fun to have random matches, but it in the sense of like Mario Kart, where you can have random matches, but you can also play with friends. It's nice to have the option to just play with your friends if you want to, outside of a limited time event. You know what I mean? I don't know, that just kind of bummed me out. I was like, man, okay, so it's only for a limited time. Cool. Awesome. And for Sonic Prime, now I know that some people may have been a little bit salty or upset that we weren't really given much information. It was pretty much rehashing stuff that we already know. Personally, I honestly was not that surprised that we barely got any information there. And at most, I was expecting maybe character sheets or character concept artwork, so we kind of know what they're gonna look like. So I personally wasn't massively disappointed, just because I figured we weren't gonna get much from that. But I do feel bad, and I'm sorry for anyone that actually was expecting a lot. But hey, you know what? We'll have more announcements in the future. It's not gonna go anywhere, touch wood. And yeah, it's just a matter of waiting, unfortunately. But you know what? At least they showed up, and that Eggman logo looked pretty sick. Now, to talk about the highlight of the Direct, I think for a lot of people, the new Sonic game, or the teaser, I should say. First off, amazing CGI. The setting is realistic. Now, don't get me wrong, I did kind of like the aesthetic of the more cartoony looking trees from, what was it, Lost World, and I think Generations did it, I can't remember, but however, comma, I'm completely fine with the setting. I think the setting in this trailer, or teaser I should say, looked great. I think that's fine. I think Sonic works perfectly fine in that kind of setting. So yeah, the CGI was great. There was some kind of like weird textures around Sonic, which kind of, it started even before he did the kind of boost thing. Some people theorized it's a wisp thing, because for some reason people think this is a colors related thing. I don't know why, I don't think it is. I've seen some people say like, oh, it might be the Phantom Ruby sort of thing, which I can see because it definitely felt unsatisfying that Infinite just kind of disappeared and that was it with him. You know what I mean? I've always kind of hoped that he would come back. I like Infinite, character design wise. He's voiced by Liam O'Brien, for God's sake. Liam O'Brien is awesome, he's got a really cool voice. Personality definitely could be worked on. I feel like they could have done a lot more with his personality. Like, part of me was kind of hoping he would be not necessarily Sonic's rival slash villain, but more Shadow's, just because Shadow was the one to start up the whole mask thing and the Phantom Ruby for Infinite. Like, he was the one to push Infinite over the edge. You know what I mean? So, there was just a lot of stuff I feel like they could have done with Infinite, and it would be nice, in my opinion, if they brought him back and did him a little bit of justice, other than, okay, Infinite, bye, you're gone, disappear, you're done. You know, so maybe it's the Phantom Ruby, or maybe it's something completely different. There was that strange symbol at the end, which I think people have translated it somehow to that it says Zap. I think it says Zap, so Sonic Zap. Not the best title in my opinion, but okay, sure, why not? I know that there were a bunch of people that I've seen already on Twitter that were kind of disappointed that that's all we got and stuff like that. But to be fair, it was a teaser. A teaser, I mean, it's in the name. It teases you. They don't tend to show a lot. It's just supposed to show you, hey, something's happening. We're making something. Here's a tease of what we're kind of doing. And that's the difference between a teaser and a trailer. A trailer will actually give you more information. You'll see a lot more. It's longer. A teaser is definitely shorter. Nowhere near as much it's incredibly vague a lot of the time. Which, that's the aim of a teaser. It's meant to draw the audience in and get them talking about it, and theorizing, and be excited for an actual trailer. So for me, it wasn't that disappointing that it was such a short clip that we got. I kind of figured that's all we were gonna get. And honestly, I'm just kind of happy. It seems like I could be speaking too soon, that we're getting a new original game and not a remake, because I know that a lot of people really wanted a Sonic Adventure remake or something like that, but this is just me personally. I feel like I would have been disappointed if we got a remake rather than an original title, but granted, a remake would have made sense. It's the 30th anniversary, it's a big deal. However, especially because this game's coming out next year and not this year, which, before anyone says in the comments, because I know there's probably going to be a bunch of people salty that we're not getting the 30th anniversary title on the 30th anniversary. I get it, I understand if people are upset, but at least they're taking their time. That's fine, I am perfectly happy waiting for the game if it means the game will be decent. That's just me. But yeah, no, I personally would have felt a little bit disappointed if we got a remake instead of the original title, because to me, Sega Sonic team have a lot of trust to regain. For me anyway, I don't speak for all Sonic fans, but for me, they definitely have a lot of trust to regain, especially after Sonic Forces, because for me, that was so disappointing. It was incredibly disappointing. It was just so disappointing because all the trailers, like the villains trailer was so good, and all of us theorizing like, oh, here's the team villain, and there was so much artwork and comics of Shadow and Team Dark and the conflict between it was just so good, because we had no idea that they were actually not those characters. We thought that they were, and then yeah, we got Forces, and it was like, oh, that's really disappointing, because Forces could have been great. And it sucks when we look at Forces, the game, and then the IDW comics, where it was a sort of continuation from Sonic Forces with the whole zombie apocalypse thing. And I don't really, I just don't know if I like the fact that I look at the IDW saga with the Zombots, and I wish that was Sonic Forces. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks. It sucks. I shouldn't be thinking that. I should be thinking, wow, this IDW comic saga is good, but I really also like this game. And there was just so much build-up, and that's why with this new game, I'm definitely, personally, anyway, again, I don't speak for everyone, you guys are free to look at this new game however you want. I am personally going to be keeping predictions low. I would say expectations, but I feel like I'm just going to do predictions. I'm going to try and not expect anything, because the problem with expectations is that you get disappointed if they don't happen. An expectation is something that in your mind should happen, whereas a prediction is more theorizing, like, oh, I'm wondering if this will happen, and if it doesn't happen, it's not as it's a bit sad that it's not as devastating as an expectation. So for me, I'm going to be keeping predictions somewhat low, not massively low, just a little bit. I'm just gonna be keeping in mind. I'm gonna try and not get too. I'll be excited, but I'm not going to get I'm not gonna scream. It would take a lot for me to actually like scream at a trailer in excitement and me not shut up about the new game. You know, it's just I'm keeping in mind. I'm especially after Forces, and if they do have new riders in, I want to see it. I want to try and go in not with just the mindset of, oh, we have new riders, awesome, that means this game's going to be good, because we don't know if the game's going to be good. It might not be good. But at the same time, it might be good. It might be that we go in to this game and it's like a really great game, and that the new direction of not only getting new writers in, but also the slow and steady approach works, which I'm really hoping it does, but we can only wait and see. That's why I'm not going to get too hyped up. I'll be hyped, I'll be excited, I'll look forward to it, I'll be looking forward to any news about it and seeing more of what this game actually is, because again, we have no idea what this game's supposed to be, or what the story is, or what characters are in it. But I'm just gonna be a bit wary because of Sonic Forces. Thank you, Sonic Forces, you big disappointment. So yeah, overall, I think the Direct was good. I think it was fine. I know there are people out there in the community that felt dissatisfied. They felt like it wasn't that good, like nothing happened. I obviously will disagree. I definitely think we had quite a few announcements that were worth the wait. Could we have gotten a little bit more? Maybe, but we don't know the ins and outs. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes with Sega. We don't know what's been happening. Especially with that Roger Craig Smith situation, which I'm not even gonna get into because my emotions and my heart can't take that anymore. But for now, let me know what you guys thought of the Sonic Direct. Did you like it? Or were you disappointed? What are your thoughts on the announcements? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.